Amanda Wallace probably thought the hardest part of the night was over. Bubba Wallace had just crossed the finish line in second place, and after everything the number 23 team had fought through in Atlanta, it finally looked like they had something to celebrate. Then NASCAR announced it was reviewing the final lap, and within minutes, that celebration was gone. As NASCAR officials reviewed the finish, Bubba was left waiting for an answer. Amanda could only follow everything from the outside, and what she shared afterward gave fans a better idea of how difficult that moment really was. Her words quickly caught fans' attention, but they also raised one big question. Did NASCAR really make the right call? So if you want the complete picture, make sure you watch until the end, because we're breaking down Bubba's heartbreaking finish, Amanda's emotional reaction, NASCAR's explanation, and why this finish is still dividing fans. Atlanta had been one of Bubba Wallace's strongest races in weeks. The number 23 car stayed competitive throughout the evening despite multiple cautions and changing track conditions. Every restart mattered, and Wallace consistently kept himself in contention while several frontrunners faded out of the fight. By the time the field reached the closing laps, Bubba had put himself in exactly the position every driver wants. He wasn't just racing for a solid finish anymore. He still had a chance to steal the victory if the leaders made one mistake. As the white flag waved, Carson Hocevar led the field with Ryan Blaney directly behind him. Bubba Wallace ran third and knew the next few seconds would decide everything. Heading onto the backstretch, the draft tightened up. Wallace looked low as Gibbs stayed connected to the rear of the number 23 Toyota, trying to push his fellow Toyota driver forward. From inside the car, Bubba saw an opening. For a brief moment, it looked like the move had worked. He crossed the finish line in second place. The 2311 racing team believed they had just secured one of their biggest results of the season. That celebration didn't last long. NASCAR immediately announced it was reviewing the final lap for a possible yellow line violation. A few moments later, the decision became official. Bubba Wallace was penalized for driving below the yellow line while improving his position. Instead of finishing second, he was dropped to 29th, the final car on the lead lap. It was one of the biggest position changes caused by a post-race penalty this season. Wallace didn't argue that his car went below the line. His disagreement was about why it happened. Speaking after the race, Bubba explained that he never believed he had actually gained an advantage. He said, "It says don't go below the yellow line and gain your position, which I didn't." According to Wallace, he even lifted off the throttle because he knew he had reached a dangerous part of the track. He felt the push from Gibbs left him with very few options. Instead of trying to force his way forward, Bubba believed he was simply trying to avoid creating a much bigger accident. That difference in interpretation became the center of the controversy. Wallace looked at the situation as a reaction to what happened behind him. NASCAR looked at the result of the move itself. While that debate continued inside the garage, Amanda Wallace was living every lap from home. Throughout the race, she shared her excitement on Instagram as Bubba stayed near the front of the field. Like thousands of NASCAR fans, she believed the number 23 team might finally be rewarded for an outstanding performance. Then everything changed in seconds. After the penalty became official, Amanda posted a short message that immediately spread across social media. "This is exhausting to watch." She followed it with another honest thought. "I can't imagine being my husband." Those two sentences weren't directed at NASCAR officials. They weren't aimed at Gibbs. They reflected something every racing family understands. Drivers only spend a few hours inside the car. Their families spend every lap hoping nothing goes wrong, while knowing one decision can erase an entire day's work. Amanda's posts gave fans a glimpse into that side of the sport the side television cameras rarely capture. The following day, NASCAR explained why the penalty wasn't going to change. During hauler talk, NASCAR's Mike Ford addressed the controversy directly. He explained that the rule isn't based on what a driver intended to do, it's based on what actually happened on the racetrack. Officials reviewed every available camera angle and determined that Wallace improved his position after crossing below the yellow line. Because of that, the penalty met the requirements of the rulebook. Even if Bubba believed he had given the position back or lifted off the throttle, NASCAR said the violation had already occurred. That explanation answered the official question. It didn't end the debate among fans. Some agreed NASCAR had no choice, because the rule must be enforced the same way for everyone. Others felt Wallace was reacting to circumstances created by the push from behind and shouldn't have lost 27 positions over a split-second decision. Ty Gibbs saw it differently. After the race, Ty Gibbs explained that his intention had been to help another Toyota driver challenge for the win. He also revealed that he walked over to Bubba afterward hoping to apologize for how everything unfolded. According to Ty Gibbs, the conversation didn't go the way he expected. He later said Wallace showed him a lot of disrespect. From Bubba's perspective, however, the issue wasn't the apology. He believed Ty Gibbs had plenty of time to stop pushing before they reached the yellow line. Wallace summed it up simply. He had the opportunity to give a lot there, and he didn't. Neither driver accused the other of racing dirty. They simply walked away seeing the same incident through completely different eyes. Looking back at the race, that's what makes Atlanta so frustrating for the number 23 team. People aren't talking about how well Bubba drove for most of the night. They're talking about the final few hundred feet. Without that penalty, the conversation today would have been about one of Bubba Wallace's best finishes of the season and the momentum it could have created heading into the next race. Instead, Atlanta became another reminder of how unforgiving superspeedway racing can be. One decision after the checkered flag completely changed the story of Bubba Wallace's race. Instead of celebrating one of his best finishes of the season, everyone was left talking about the penalty. For Bubba Wallace, it meant losing a second-place finish. For Amanda Wallace, it meant watching another emotional roller coaster from the sidelines. Her reaction wasn't dramatic. Sometimes a few genuine words explain a difficult night better than a long interview ever could. If you enjoy honest NASCAR coverage without the noise, subscribe to NASCAR Nation News for the latest race analysis, breaking news, and behind-the-scenes stories from across the NASCAR world. Do you agree with NASCAR's decision to penalize Bubba Wallace, or do you think the circumstances on the final lap should have been taken into account? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.